Okay, all right. So let's start this thing off. Mike J sent this 1964 Romanian AKM Pro built Circle Y marked original barrel AK-47. Um, Mike was like, "Hey, let's talk about some of these things and critique some of these pro built guns," which I would tend to think that they're not pro built. So, one thing you want to make sure of when you are looking at something like this, I always recommend that know what you're looking at. Not everybody can know what they're looking at because it's, just god tier AK knowledge. And a lot of people just don't have that. I'm so sorry. But anyway, that being said, let me minimize that. We have this 1964 Romanian AK Pro Built Circle Y marked original barrel. We're just going to kind of give her a good look here and see what we got here. First off, we have um, East German furniture. Things look mismatched. Whether it's Romanian or not, I don't know. So let's go to the second picture. It's an early type gas block, and I can't tell from
Like how
the.
that gas tube is a totally different finish.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that looks like a painted. You know, I don't think that the. I mean, it may. I haven't read the description, so I can't tell you what the finish actually is. But it almost looks like the barrel assembly is parkerized, and then this gas tube is painted. Um, East German parts, some of them are painted, some of them are blued. It doesn't look like an 800-meter recite block.
Wow.
Um,
The lighting.
Did he do the selector notches?
what in the hell is going on with these rivets?
Yep.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Have you
Rust.
guys seen this thing yet? Okay, the stock. Um,
The gap.
the stock has a gap on it, and oh my goodness,
there's no selector notches. Blue Ridge Precision Gun Work. Okay.
They even attempt to. Oh my god.
that rivet's rusty.
Yeah,
Is it
that's
even coated?
pitted actually.
Yeah.
I don't like how they got the manufacturer's name just on the side, billboarded like that. That
Um,
that flat, that's not a Morrissey, is it?
that's not a Morrissey that I'm aware of. This dimple here,
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this flat or with this receiver.
the center support.
Ooh, ugh.
Oof.
This is what I call OCD. That stands for over crushed dude. It's all right. I have problems with center supports too, so it's not entirely. I
Look at
don't
the
know
bolt
who.
carrier. That chattering.
Okay, so the bolt carrier itself looks like it might be East German because it's a flat side. It could be Hungarian. No, I don't. No, East Germans don't have
No,
flat sided. They have that notch.
yeah.
That's probably Hungarian. This is a mixed master for sure. This isn't a Romanian. All right, let's see here. Ooh, that I can't really tell. I'd have to see it from the front because the picture's so darn grainy. It looks kind of like a standard size sling loop. I do have an East German, so I know that the sling loop on the
Yeah, there are different.
yeah, the sling loop is bigger, and you
Mhm.
can fit like a NATO size sling through it. Uh, the machining looks pretty good on some of these parts. It's okay. It's a Romanian front trunnion. I bet you it's a
Scope
Romaine.
rail there.
What's that?
Got the scope rail on there. Ugh.
Yeah,
Look at the rust on the trigger pins.
I don't think that's rust. I think that's just like bad bluing or whatever.
Or like they're kind of purple, like on some of the Chinese pins.
Yeah. That doesn't look too out of place. The pins look a little wonky, but
It was backed off. Look back to the front side post. In the rear section of it, you see the barrel and the coloration, like a line,
that could be okay. On that,
like it's backed off.
there's a stepped part of that barrel.
Hmm.
Depending on what kind of barrel he has, that might be just the way it looks in the light. But there might be a scratch like right here. I don't know if you guys can see the mouse, but
Yeah.
it looks like there might be a scratch there. See the way the light catches this spot here.
Yeah, I think those are the steps.
Yeah, those are just the steps. So okay, standard AKM uh, sling loop. So that's what it is. Usually these East German stocks are really shiny. I don't understand why this is matte like that. And I think maybe they tried to sand it or whatever.
That gap.
Oh
See
my
that
gosh. Okay. All right. Gap and everything. This is interesting. Pro builder, no. Maybe a home builder, yes. Absolutely a home builder. This is a typical home builder quality of work. Um, I bet you they used the rivet jaws in a bolt cutter setup, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you can screw up whatever you do with it. The center support, oh my goodness. The center support is something that tells me that, you know what, hey, the person didn't quite know what they were doing. They probably built this off of a flat. The dimples aren't anything that I'm familiar with. The big thing that that's an AK-74 gas tube.
Yeah, I see the retaining spring.
Yep, that's an AK-74 gas tube.
Wow.
So, clearly a mix master. So let's just kind of walk down the park here. Let's assume the major components are Romanian. It was a Romanian kit, but it didn't have very good furniture. The bolt carrier itself is definitely probably Hungarian. It could be Chinese even. You just don't know because a lot of that stuff is interchangeable. I doubt it's Type 3 or Type 1 or Type 2. Um, these rivets actually over here, you can see he's got a countersink. That's good. Yeah, right there. Okay. Okay, you see the little marks on the side of
Yeah.
the receiver? He used the rivet jaws.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's a
Where
bolt.
the tip of the jaws ramming against the side of the receiver.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
So it's clearly a flat. You can see down here. There's a line right down here. Um, they probably used a flat bending tool. It
Die.
does not appear that the top rail is stepped. The reason why I say that, look how the trunnion dives into the receiver. The on the receiver of an AK, on the receiver of an AK, you have lips that come in that capture the bolt carrier. Well, those lips get machined down. They don't get machined off. Okay, they get machined down all the way to the front. There's like about half a millimeter that sticks into there's a channel on the front trunnion. I don't have any of this stuff here right now. But anyway, that stuff is machined in, and what happens is that receiver there's a lot of things going on the front of an AK that help keep it together. The rivets, if they're not seated properly, will cause you problems later down the road. However, the rivets have backup. You have a countersink on the magwell rivet, and some have like the Bulgarian AK-74s, and other AK-74s for that matter, have another countersunk rivet on the front of the trunnion as well. So you have two countersinks sometimes for helping hold that trunnion in place. Well, let's say a rivet backs out. Okay, you have you have the buddy system there, but what else do you have? Sustained automatic fire. You're going to be shaking and twisting. You have to have that receiver holding that trunnion straight. Let's say you have an optic on it, and in this case, this rifle has an optic rail. In this situation, this isn't going to line up very well. It's not going to be a very good build at all. This is a parts kit gun, so if you bought this, you're doing so on your own volition. So, kind of looking up here, I bet you guys didn't think I would go this deep, would you? Did you? Anyway, we just got done watching a build video that a Patreon or my Patreon build series. We're starting a Hungarian AK. So if you guys are interested, donate $1 or more a month on Patreon. Get in my Discord server, and you can be a part of this madness too. But anyway, I'm talking about how to build properly, right? Even though I'm in the garage, building with a bench vise and a rock, and a matchstick, and divining rods. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. My humble build techniques compared to a quote pro. I build pretty much the same thing with a lot less. Anyway, one of the big things on this AK or any other is rear trunnion placement. Everything is dependent on where that front trunnion is sitting in the receiver, because then you have jamming. In this situation, I bet you this thing jams a lot. That being said, we have a situation where it doesn't look like this rifle's been fired a lot. So it's entirely possible that this gun was put together a few years ago and put on a shelf. Judging by the wear on this area here, judging by the wear there, I would say that this rifle's probably never been fired. And since the front trunnion has that much of creep potential, I'm going to say it's never been fired. I bet you as soon as they start firing that gun, that dust cover's going to want to walk away. And ask me how I know this. One of my very first builds was actually, I put the rear trunnion too far rearward. And even though I had enough to kind of bend the top cover out to kind of tighten this gap up, the dust cover still would do things like this, and it would pop off, and I just had to rebuild the gun. It was just terrible. Looking at these axis pins, I think that they are, it's like a bad blue batch. I guess you would call it that. It doesn't look like rust. It's too even. Oh my god. Oh.
You saw it.
Oh no. Oh my. Oh.
Shield your eyes.
Oh no.
Hide
Oh
your kids,
no.
hide your wife.
Oh my. Oh. Oh. Oh my
I was trying to
lord.
tease a little bit with
Oh. Oh.
I was waiting for it.
Oh. Oh my god. Oh, I can't even look at it. It's that bad. Oh my god.
No bird box today.
Oh. Oh, Mike, you're banned from the Discord server here.
Pleasure.
Holy. Oh my. Okay.
You didn't know it, like you didn't see it yet.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. To be quite honest, I'm not being hard on this thing. Okay, I'm not. I'm not being hard on it. I'm being honest with it. I'm being open and honest with it.
I think so. I was in a rush when they built this, like a quick project kind of thing.
Well, okay. Let me just. Okay, looking at this part of the receiver here, I'm not even going to point out what I saw that just about gave me heart failure. Looking at this portion of the receiver, and I may just skip to another part of the video of the thing. But anyway, looking at this part here by the magwell, and where something is riveted here, and then the trigger, that right there is too round to have been It's not stamped. Okay, this is somebody that has a jig, probably a lot like the jig that I built decades ago, where you draw the receiver through. That might be a Tapco flat.
You can tell if it has a hole in the bottom
I
for the
didn't see a
locating.
hole. I didn't see a hole, but early ones didn't have a hole.
Okay.
That might be a Tapco flat.
All the
That
ones I've seen have that dumb locating hole
Yep.
on the bottom in front of
Early
the.
early ones did not, and they did
Okay.
not have the stepped top rail either.
Oh, I see.
So it's entirely possible. Okay, okay, okay. Let me. Okay.
Before you go,
There's a lot to
look at
unpack
look at
here. I
look at
know.
the scope rail. Look at the scope rail.
Is
Back
that
it out the
scope?
image.
Is that scope rail
That looks
like
Romanian.
perpendicular with the? Yeah, it
Yep.
looks Romanian to me.
But
Well,
just note how the
here's the
angle.
thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Yep.
I'm not entirely positive that the scope rail is
Mm-hmm.
mounted
Perpendicular to
properly
the top.
because here's the thing. Here's the thing.
That gap.
The dust cover, if we go back to this previous picture, the dust cover isn't seated properly. So, and also we have a situation where the trunnion is ramped up in the receiver, which causes the barrel to ride up in the receiver as well. So, nothing on this. Actually, you know what? The fucking stock is riding down in the same direction as the stock is, or that the front trunnion is up.
Yeah.
So it probably squares. Unbelievable. Anyway, oh my goodness. All right,
It's like the
so
whole thing is pulled forward.
yeah, unintentionally, I'm sure. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. This is rolled. It's a flat. It's built. It's a flat, and you can see that on the rear side of this receiver. Let me skip to the next page. The front of the receiver
Fine.
is nice and crisp. Nice and crisp there. And you can see it kind of goes back to being
Oh, I
crisp
see.
there. So it's a flat. It's a flat. It's got to be a flat. Some home builder built it up, and it's a flat. So okay, let's look at these trigger guard
Could
rivets.
could be an old AK builder flat. I didn't think about that.
That could be too. I don't have one of those to verify, but I know those don't have locating holes as
Right,
well.
right. I know those don't.
But I doubt it's their jig because their flat bending press jig is awesome.
Hmm.
But anyway, let's look at these lower handguard. I'm sorry, fucking mag catch rivets, right? Now here's the thing: not being able to look and see what's going on with the rifle itself. If you have loose rivets like this or improperly seated rivets like this, what's going to end up happening? We may only be able to do one video on this, quite frankly, because I'm just too heartbroken on this. But anyway, um, the rivets there, I'm not sure what is going on with that. That's breathtaking. Basically what happens here is you start crushing and you don't have. And I'd have to pull up one of my old videos, but I can't put up a build video on YouTube, so we're kind of boned on this. Go to Rumble. Rumble. I've got my YouTube channel over there on Rumble, so if you guys want to see my build videos, they're all over there. So yeah. But anyway, if you want to crush your rivets on your lower handguard, what you end up doing is, and I gotta go somewhere where I can see my camera. Oh my goodness! Stop with the ads. Anyway, you basically force everything together, right? When you are pressing the rivets, you push down on the receiver, and your jig is down here, right? You're pushing everything against the trigger guard. Okay, what ends up happening if you don't have, or let's say they use the rivet jaws to do this build, right? Let's just say for let me reposition things here real quick in the Discord here, or in the recording thing here. Yeah, I'll just crowd us all down here. Don't worry, I'm getting distracted, but it's for a good cause.
Wait to
Um,
the other side.
what's that?
Oh,
No.
nothing.
Oh, don't even get me started. But anyway, you already done got me started, so you're. I have been complaining about this gun for 20 minutes. All right, so let's get back to it, right? So we're only 12 pictures in. It's most likely a Romanian site
Oh,
rail, and I couldn't tell you if it was straight or not. I mean, realistically, nothing else looks to be straight on this gun. Personally, um, yeah,
giveaway.
I couldn't tell you how they put these in, but I'm sure there's a little ding right here, a little triangular ding right here, like there is everywhere else on the gun. So I'm pretty sure they probably tried using rivet jaws or bolt cutter jaws. So anyway, let's move away from the trigger guard. Obviously, the lower handguard is loose. There could be a multitude of reasons. It could just be that the lower handguard came from a loose rifle, or I'm sorry, a really tight rifle, and they cut it and trimmed it to fit. Unlikely in this situation, but it is what it is. So, Naples, Florida. There is a manufacturer down there in Naples, Florida. IO Inc. was actually supplying them. It isn't a deal breaker. It isn't the end of the world, but there's usually a little notch here in the bottom of the receiver. That's there to kind of strengthen the bottom of the receiver and to kind of give the mag a little bit more room.
Zeke, is this the same name? If you go back to the beginning, you have a different name. One was down south. That's Florida right there. The one on the side.
Yeah,
That was
that's
Blue Ridge Precision. That was
yeah.
on the very, yeah, Fort Hill.
South Carolina. So we got two
Totally different.
manufacturers.
Well,
Why would
the receiver could have been transferred from Naples, Florida, to this guy if it was a
yeah,
pre-bend.
and then he built it.
Yeah,
Well, if you look on the other side here, there's no step on that side of the rail either. So neither side is properly manufactured. So it's entirely likely. And the only reason why I say that is you see this sharp bend right here,
hmm
and you can see that the rail is stepped in. You can see that the lip there, and then they machined off the rest of the lip, and you can see the end of the receiver there. So
Huh.
improper. But then again, you know what? Honestly, this is probably a sunset build. This is probably one of the first builds built after the sunset of the assault weapons ban. So I mean, you can't really, as
Either
much
one.
as we want to really naysay this, you can't really say that this is, the worst thing ever. And this is because this was pro back in the day. You guys remember Heath? None of you guys
yeah,
remember Heath. Okay,
yeah.
Heath is trash.
hmm
However, this you can rebuild and not have a trash trunnion. I'm assuming that looks like an East German. Um,
Yeah, that looks East German to me. Wait,
it
is
looks
that
milled.
telescoping?
It's milled.
Yeah, that's a
That's from
type.
a milled gun.
Yeah, it's a Type 3 recoil spring.
Okay.
That's cool. Oh, look at that! How that rail just juts up like that.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but that's what I was looking at.
Yeah.
It looks like the rear trunnion is at an angle.
Well,
You
they
can s-
forced it at a really weird angle.
well, if you look at it, you see this line here,
Mm,
and then you see this other line kind of go up, and then the line on the bottom of the trunnion here is not the same from there as it is to there.
right.
And then this right here, it looks like they just cut that out with a Dremel. Nice little sharp little doodad there to cut you when you take the stock off. Probably, well, the better side of the rivets anyway. It's a Hungarian bolt.
Yeah.
FG 15. Yeah, that's how they number their stuff. Hungarian. Um, is that a milled 3516? That's a milled. Actually, no. Look at that.
Hmm.
Huh. Interesting. Interesting.
Wait, if FG is mostly Hungarian indication and
Well,
it's
hang
considered
on.
Romanian build,
Hang on.
what's the
Hang
triangle?
on. Hang on. Hang on. This might be a situation where, yes, this is the original bolt carrier,
Hmm.
but Romania was running out 64. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. This is making more sense. In 64, the AK-63. Okay, it came into service in 63, right? The Romanian MD-63. It came into service in 1963, early 64, right? When they were starting to manufacture some of these things, they didn't have the tools all set up, or they didn't have enough production of their own parts to supply all of their military. That's why you see a lot of them with palm swell lower handguards or milled handguards, which a lot of people think are wrong, but they're right. Um, and Romania didn't domestically produce a Type 3 technically, but they did build Type 3s. There's evidence of that, of that chicanery going on. Being these are the same font, obviously the 8's upside down. But anyway, being that these are the same font, the 5's a little different. The 9 looks a little wider. It's entirely possible that this is a Hungarian or a Type 3 bolt carrier.
So you
That
pretty
was
much just saying,
just stamped over to match the trunnion when they were putting it together.
pretty much Romania got the HBO special from Russia.
Yeah. Pretty much they have um, they need bolt carriers. They don't have enough of them made yet. So Russia or Hungary or whatever sends them what they need.
Help a brother out, got you.
So that's an early style rear trunnion too.
Mm-hmm.
The non donut hole type.
Well, it also appears to be milled.
Right.
3163. Okay, the bolt matches. That's a Romanian bolt.
Yeah.
You can tell because of the crap machining. And if it was a Hungarian, that would look way nicer. So
Hmm.
let's kind of look it over. I think it's Type
So
3. It's a Type 3. I'm thinking.
the bull carrier.
Yeah, I think the bolt carrier is a Type 3. Oh,
How would you value this thing? It's everywhere.
how would you value it?
Yeah.
1998. Rear sight.
Um.
Oh my lord. What in the
Ooh.
hell? They
Go
really
PES
ground that
98.
out? Oh my goodness.
Destroyed.
Okay.
There's your Y.
Now, in this situation, it is believed that this circle with the Y in it is a Russian stamping. I have seen a similar marking on Russian stuff before. Mosin's and, other, my SVD 40 and stuff like that. Um, I have seen this mark. However, it doesn't necessarily mean that it came from Russia. Okay? Just don't get too worked up about it. But yes, most likely it came from Russia. Machining looks,
I usually see it on Arsenal refurbed stuff when
yeah,
I look at
yeah.
all my demilled kits.
And I this is interesting. Um, usually when you have stamps like this, they've indexed the components. So your front sight block could be a 1, so it's an undersized front. 2 for
Mm.
your gas block, and 2 for your lower handguard retainer, and then or I'm sorry, your rear sight block, and then 2 for your um, front trunnion. Now, the interesting thing about that is Russia typically did that to speed along their process because a lot of times their tools would get worn out, and they would end up with undersized front sight blocks and stuff like that, and they would have to schedule it as a 1 or whatever, just kind of keep things moving along. Some more inspection marks. Huh. Well, it might be a Russian barrel.
Generally, if I see like anything advertising a Y stand barrel, I'm just assuming that's one of those Romanian specials that they were lucky enough to get off a center fire whenever they very rarely bring them in.
Yeah. So I would like Mike. You were asking what would you value this as?
Yeah, it's everywhere.
The bolt carrier is matching to the bolt, and assuming that it wasn't a mix master and they force matched it, the gunsmith, which is entirely possible. They had a non-matching bolt carrier. Hang on. They had a non-matching bolt carrier, and they decided to match it to the bolt and the trunnion. Let's say I don't think the barrel, lower handguard retainer, gas block, and front sight block came from the same rifle. And the reason why I say that is because the receiver, the barrel, the lower handguard, the gas block, and the muzzle, and the front sight block all have the same kind of finish. The dust cover and the dust cover, the trunnions, and the rear sight block seem to have the same color. The bolt and the bolt carrier, they could have been in the white, and that's just as how they've aged. They just haven't been taken care of, and it's just how they look. I've seen them look like that, and they just haven't been touched or whatever. That's entirely possible. Obviously, Bulgarian upper gas. God dang it, gas tube. Obviously, Bulgarian gas tube, AK-74. East German furniture. And then, one of the worst receivers you could probably have a gun on.
That's a cleaning rod, right?
As far as the front sight block is an early gas block, the front sight block is an early sight block. It's a machined sight block, so that could be anything. Could be Romanian, could be East German, could be Russian. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, it's the style of the hole." No, not necessarily. I've seen it all over the place. The gas block, it could be Hungarian, could be Romanian, could be Polish. I mean, they all made that style, and it wasn't until you got into the cast parts that you started seeing real differences and variations in the way that they cut. Usually, the top of it has a different sort of indexing cut, and
So really, only the Russians stopped the early milled gas blocks like past, I want to say 1970. I think was the absolute latest. That's when they were. That's not when they were making them. That's when they were pulling them from the parts bin, to get guns put together.
Yeah.
Everybody else continued to do that style.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm probably leaning towards Hungarian, I would say.
Yeah, early Hungarian, could be early Romanian. Hungary did well, and the thing is on the bottom here between the pins, Romania started doing a little notch in there, and I'm saying this tongue in cheek, before Hungary did. But then again, you get into the situation where all these countries supplied each other with these parts.
Right.
So unless you know the gun that this came off of, it's who knows. Um, and people will argue with me about that, and I'm like, okay, you can argue all you want, but I've seen what I've seen, and I know what I know. And it's like I have seen it, so it is what it is.
Gap City.
I mean, this right here, the builder really didn't have any choice because the I bet you this came with the holes drilled already.
He had to egg them all out probably.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yep. Man, them rivets on the back. See, the rivets on this side of the trigger guard don't look too bad.
Case of bad flat or bad receiver and insufficient tooling.
Look at that trigger selector. Is that hole normal? Wait, is that a hole? Or is that a dent?
No, that's the indent.
Yeah, indent.
Now, personally, this is my thought on it. All right, let's see what it says in the description first before I make an assumption here. Selling a professionally built. Hang on. Selling a professionally built Romanian AKM rifle in 7.62 by 39. This was pro built using an original barrel parts kit. This has the original Romanian military hammer forged chrome lined barrel that has the sought after Circle Y inspection stamp. The bore is bright and shiny. This comes with 30 round magazine where legal. I ship wherever allowed by law. I have no problem shipping to California as long as your FFL says you can have it. All right. Oh my lord. Okay. All right. So, guy wants $1,500 for it.
Look at the buy now.
Mike,
first of all,
what is okay? Here's where I'm at with this. This is a barreled kit. I don't know if it's headspace properly. Judging by the way that this rifle is built, I would say most likely it's probably not, because back in the day, and now let me give you guys a little history lesson. Kyber probably knows this as well as I do. Back in the day when the sunset of the assault weapons ban happened, you had people were buying and selling these kits before the assault weapon ban sunset. All these barreled kits were floating around everywhere. Just nobody could do anything with them. So when this all came to fruition, you had this is like the Jerry Gordon areas, the original G2, the Tapco trigger group before it was Tapco. This was Mitchell's was importing Yugoslavian AKs that were fantastic guns. They're Cadillac of Yugoslavian AKs. You won't get any better. Back then, what was happening was, people were starting to go, hey, you know what? We can build these things. And you go back into the Weapons Guild. I know that we have a Weapons Guild in the Discord server, not the actual Weapons Guild. You go back.
Yeah.
You go back and you look, and that was pretty much where I kind of, cut my teeth on the building experience. It was in the Weapons Guild. People were building these things, and a lot of people, such as myself, were trying anything that we could find to, put these things together. And before flats were really a thing, you had car hoods, washing machines, all that stuff stamped steel. Okay, all right, let's cut a hole and bend it. And a lot of us, built fancy jigs and stuff like that to bend these receiver flats. And over the years, some of the questionable build practices are now frowned upon and actually mocked and laughed at. This one here is a bad example. Well, let me rephrase that. It is a good example of a bad time for AKs. Now, everybody says, oh, well, American AKs suck. Okay. Everybody says, oh, well, IO Inc. sucks, and, you want to stay away from Pioneer, yada, yada, yada. Well, back in this day, Wasser 10s weren't even being imported. this is what you had. This is the only option. This was the only game in town. And frankly, the fact that this one was riveted meant that it was a higher tier one because a lot of people back in the day didn't have access to rivets, and these were probably handmade rivets. Um, some of the rivets, like especially the rear trunnion rivets, look like they had. Oh my goodness, the rear trunnion rivets. We come back here to the rear trunnion here. The rear trunnion, it's clear that the guy had a bucking jig or something that he was using a press of some sort, maybe, most likely. And the only reason why I say that is because these are the only two rivets that are different. You have the center support. It's also different, but I think the method that he used for these rear trunnion rivets was different than the front trunnion. I think he had like a vise or something, rivet jaws.
He probably didn't have a long rivet jig.
No, he probably didn't. And he, quite frankly, all these were probably homemade. And this is before we had Robert Forbes making all these fantastic tools.
Right.
This right here was about the best you could do. And I say that tongue in cheek because there were fantastic builders back in this day. You had Mark Krebs and Jim Fuller were just getting started out, and this is, and this is if this isn't, like a modern build, which I don't see why it would be. But, at the end of the day, personally, it's a parts kit that's got at least two different guns present, not including the furniture. Does it headspace? Who knows? It looks like the barrel pin's a standard size barrel pin. That would be the one determining factor there. It might be a 302 pin though. But
Could be oversized.
Yeah, it might be a 302 pin. It might not be. I don't know. No, that looks like a factory pin. That's a factory pin.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's a factory 7mm pin. So basically, what you got here is a mix master. Half the gun was built look like it's built right, or at least in the ballpark, and then the rest of it is built like crap. Personally, this thing needs to be cut up. There's no question about it. It needs to be cut up and reworked. Everything on this, you could salvage it. It'd be a really nice gun. But I don't see it. I mean, at least they did a countersink on this rivet here. That's this.
I think with a fresh receiver, palm swell hand guards, wood stock, and an early wood grip from J&G, you'd have a good example of a super early Model 63.
Yeah.
Before they were domestically producing a lot of their parts.
Yeah. Yep. I would say swap that upper. God dang it! I said upper again. Swap out the gas tube. Definitely swap out the gas tube. Replace the sight leaf because it looks like somebody didn't know how to tune it. I guess I don't know. I didn't even see the sight leaf in pictures, so I don't even know if that's the appropriate. Huh?
Did we make it all the way?
Yeah, we made it.
Yeah, we did. The leaf is non-matching, so you could just honestly just replace it entirely if you wanted to.
Yeah.
And ditch the optic rail.
Well, no. Then again, it is a Romanian optic rail, or at least it appears to be. So it could be correct for the rifle, but I think that came late 60s, if memory serves correct.
I don't recall any Romanian 7.62 guns, from a military standpoint, having optic rail.
They did. I think it was late 60s, early 70s that they did.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Not many. It was the exception, not the rule. I think that was only special forces that had those.
Night fighting, yeah.
Yep.
So what would you pay this? What would you pay for this instead of 1,700 buy now, 1,750 or starting bid?
Assuming, okay, so
Hang on.
If they cut it up, I'm like, oh, okay.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Wow.
Romanian parts kit. What's an AKM running right now? Romanian Model 65, $500. We'll throw in the. This is probably what they're
1980s.
doing. They're basing it off of a Romanian G parts kit. I'd say let's base it off of a current market parts kit because it's not matching. The barrel. Who knows about the barrel? Personally, the barrel's kind of a wild card. You don't know what the barrel looks like. You don't know if anything's been messed with.
So
I'd say 600 tops.
yeah,
Tops.
I was gonna say 600, 650 absolute max, and that's assuming that the headspace is competent.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The headspace has to be on, otherwise the deal's off. Because then you're oversizing the barrel pin. Because here's the thing. Yes, you're buying a parts kit, but you also have a receiver you have to destroy properly, and you have to demill it in order to rebuild it. Assuming the headspace is proper, then it is what it is. But
Yeah.
also you have a mixed master parts kit, so I think the major components are all original. The hourglass, assuming that's all from the same rifle, the hourglass rear trunnion is correct for what it is, or what it could. What I don't know. I can't even say what it is because it's 3 different guns. Um, I don't know. That gas tube could be an East German AK-74 gas tube.
Could be.
You
I
know.
don't know. It's well, it's got the it's possible. It's too. I can't tell from the pictures alone.
Yeah. Well, and
But
that's
definitely at
a
least 74 based on the retaining spring it's got.
yeah. Yeah, what's the street value of that? Who knows? I mean, you'd be, and the thing is, as much as people would say, "Oh, I want that, I'll get that," I've got a pile of parts that I tried selling years ago, and I sat on most of them for a long time before I started getting rid of them, and that you might have it, and it might just be worth just throwing in a parts bin, but yeah, $600 tops. That's all I would pay for it. Just because of the fact that, the parts might be worth more, but what's your time cutting that up and getting a new receiver? And, because, I mean, if it was built properly, and even with the mismatched parts and everything, if it was built properly, I'd say it's probably worth every bit of what they're asking, especially with an original barrel. But it's not. So, and I don't know. Those of you guys watching out in the viewing audience, you're more than welcome to email this person and try getting they're from Nashville, Tennessee. Feel free to email them and try to maybe haggle. I don't know. Quite honestly, I don't know. I mean, it's probably something that they've had in the bin for a long time. Gun like this probably was pretty expensive back in the day, but I don't see it. But it does have an East German sling. It does have East German furniture. That's worth something. But it's not original to the rifle. The original would have solid wood buttstock and solid wood handguard, palm swell. And, yeah. It would have been, it would have been a fantastic looking gun if it was built right. That's all I gotta say about that.
I would say,
Yep.
oh, I had one gripe though. What is up with people calling all matching parts kit, but do not sell the front and rear trunnion, or at least not the front trunnion? Why has this become a habit?
Because people are retarded and they will buy stupid shit. It's like, okay, Dodge Vipers. All right. Um, to anybody in the viewing audience that bought a Viper in the last year, I'm not sorry for what I'm about to say. Um,
It's about to go
I
down.
was in the market. I'm not bragging about my income or anything. You know, when you save your money to purchase things, you know, you save your money to spend it wisely, right? So anyway, before the pandemic, prices of things started going crazy. Dodge Viper was selling pretty good, and then I mean, it wasn't going up crazy fast. It was going up, but it wasn't. I mean, it was keeping with itself. You know, I mean, it was going up according to the market. Well, all of a sudden, you got all these people that are now millionaires. Not quite, but you know, everybody's trying to keep up with the Joneses, and all these people started getting in on the automotive bubble, right? And um, what they were doing was they were buying up collector cars and you know like Ferraris and stuff like that, and you know it eventually got to the point where all of a sudden the Viper. So the price of the Viper pretty much went up about 40% in about a 3 month time frame. Um, I mean it's so bad now that a headlight housing for a first gen, second gen Viper is $5,000. You know how much the whole car costs?
Do I want to know?
Well, it's about $15,000 less than it was a couple of months ago. So anyway, everybody that bought these things at stupid high prices, which when they started going crazy, you know, people started going crazy buying these things. It's like a Ford Excursion went for $1 million. $1 million for a Ford with a 7.3 liter diesel that had like 100 miles on it.
I better
Who?
sell my V10 then.
Yeah, you better. I mean, I'm sitting there looking at my driveway. I'm like, oh, I got two of these bad boys. But the thing is, it's like only a few people are buying these things, and then everybody else thinks that their stuff's worth that too. And you know, you know, it's like it's very interesting because a lot of these guys that own these Vipers now are taking a bath. Now they're trying to sell. You go on places. Oh, better mute Scott because he's
He is out.
Dude,
Yep. Poor Scott.
he couldn't survive that last video, man. It was rough.
Actually, I'll just move him to another video.
Really?
Or Scott, you there?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness, you were snoring. Oh my goodness. I was gonna move you to the syndicate or something. That way, if you woke up, you could be like, oh wait, where'd everybody go? But but anyway, yeah, no, all these people are taking a bath now, and I'm not laughing at them per se, but I am, because it's like when I was in the market for that, I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna step to the side and not get hit by this. And yeah, I didn't buy. I did not buy. I put my money back into the house and ended up buying something substantially cheaper that hadn't been hit by the oh, I want to buy that because it's a potential collector's item, you know, bug.
I did come across the parts kit. I was tempted, but the last time I saw one of these parts kits get filled left a very bad taste in my mouth.
Was it a Hungarian AK-55?
Yes, it was.
Why did I know that you were gonna say that? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was a that kid the kid that I had on talking about that kit. He got helped out. I mean, he got taken care of. He ended up having to take a bath, you know, getting the gun built twice, but that was shit build. That was a shit build.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, and the thing is, you know, I'm a big proponent of look it over before you take it home. You know, and here's something that really irritates me. You know, I'm a very open person, and you know, I'm you know, as far as the community is concerned, I'm probably one of the only people that will actually reply to emails and tell people to email them. And I'm gonna make a statement here that's probably gonna bum a lot of people out, but I'm done. I'm done. You know, it's like when people email me and then I ask, hey, can I use your story, you know, and some of your pictures in a video? Dude, I've got mountains of content that I could be making, but then the person's like, oh, no, I don't want to be called out. I don't want to be called out. I don't want to be putting myself out there. It's like, don't email me. Stop emailing me. If you are not willing to have your shit posted, you know, you send me pictures of a crooked brill, and then you return it, and then you have another one that's jacked up, and then another one that's jacked up. And if you're not interested in letting me share those pictures with the world so they can see what I'm talking about, these are new production, by the way. I'm not buying one, because if this guy was unlucky enough to get 3 crooked guns that were so bad that when he put his optic rails on it, it looked like a Twizzler going down the. I mean, I was like, what? One was canted one way, one was canted the other way.
Guns lately.
What's that?
I've heard that about the Polish guns recently.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. And it's like, you know, you've got companies like AOA, which I've worked with in the past, and I don't. Well, they haven't reached out to me and talked to me or nothing. And you know, that last.
Well, that's why.
Yeah, and
it got sold about what 3-4 years ago now.
Well, that makes a lot of sense. But you know, I used to work with them. You know, as you guys know that have been here for a while. I used to do projects with them, and you know, they'd send me a parts kit and I'd build it up, and you know, it was what it is, you know. And WBP sent me some stuff. WBP sent me a whole parts kit to build up for a feature. Yeah, I don't know if any of you guys remember that, but that was a while ago. That was with Advanced Weapon System. That was years ago. I actually drove to Indianapolis and we did it, and it was fantastic. And
no, the WBP is the only Polish ones I'll recommend right now.
You know, and that's the thing. At this point, I'm not entirely positive what I can recommend from Poland. I'm starting to see a lot of Pioneer come back.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And I'm not entirely positive who owns Pioneer now, but my understanding is they changed hands, and somebody else owns them, and they are
cranking away.
And I can only assume that they're being built the same way as they always have.
Well, you know about the other Polish company, right?
Rodham?
No, Rodham.
No, it's not Rodham, but it's
the new ones.
Yeah, they're like down the street though. It's essentially Pioneer.
Well, basically what I've been told is it's Pioneer quality with a different name.
Yeah.
And
it's
been
like
told Boyd.
Yeah, it's like the what is it? The Croatian AK kits.
Yeah,
the coal arms.
Yeah, the peanut butter.
Yeah,
AKs.
Yeah.
But anyway, kind of trying to get back to what I was initially saying there. You know, I'm not you know, unless I can use what people send me for a video to help educate other people instead of just themselves. If you send me an email, zeke@zekeshoots.com, and you want me to respond to you with legitimate help, there's only 2 ways that that's going to happen. 1, I'm using your stuff for a video, or 2, if you don't want that, you better be a patron. Because I mean, it's just, I'm putting myself out there, and I'm not, you know, I'm not getting any gain from it. And yeah, that might sound greedy, might sound dickish, but you know what? I've done this for years, and a lot of people use that, you know, take advantage of that. And I'm just, it's like these guys in the audience or in the panel here. Where'd Mike go?
Still here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And he moved.
Oh, he moved.
For Doobie.
But these people here, they support the channel. They help the channel out, and yeah, I'll respond to an email or two from them. But usually, I mean, these guys are the type of people that have my phone number. So, um, anyway, that being said, I'm done ranting.
I was gonna screw with my boy Fufu and sawzall my Romac 2 in half and make him rebuild it.
That's wrong, man. Sorry, look.
He's like, you better not fucking send me that gun.
Well, as far as far as this is all concerned here, as far as this tragedy of a build here, I'm happy that Mike. I'm happy that you recommended we do something like this, or put the idea in my head, and the fact that I have rebranded the secondary channel to do something like this. I was just gonna surprise you guys. Get surprise. But it's just gonna be a non-Zeke Shoots related sort of thing. It is Zeke Shoots. It just isn't. I just changed the name that way. Everybody knows we're here for some tomfoolery. But anyway, those of you guys in the viewing audience, Zeke Shoots TV. It's still branded as a Zeke Shoots channel. It's just Mystery Firearms Theatre 3000, and that realistically is what we're doing with the channel. It's just gonna be us just talking and hanging out. And it's not even going to be a regular upload series. It's just going to be whenever I have time, or if these guys decide they want to make a video, and I'll just put it up here. I'll just do that. It's like one of them wants to record them gaggling and talking about gun stuff, and they want to post it on the channel there. That way, I won't be the only one that looks like I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that being said. So anyway, guys. It's your witness. Mike, do we have another one?
Oh, let's go to the channel. Oh, see other items.
All right. I'll tell you what. You guys go find stuff, and then we'll talk. And then I'll lead us through the menagerie. We'll do one more. We'll do one more.
Okay. Go to seller's other items.
He's got more. Okay.
Behold.
And I only want to do AKs because I know more about AKs.
You'll see them. Oh, Chinese spiker.
Oh.
Pro build. Look for pro build, man.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I got one.
Okay, so I'll tell you what. Well, I don't even want to get disappointed or heartbroken by this.
Too much.
Kyber.
It's Christ.
See, this one probably isn't too horrific, but the pictures aren't super great.
Yeah.
But it is a new build. It's a wild card. Different seller.
Different seller. Okay. Now, I'm not encouraging anybody to go harass these people. Okay. Just so everybody knows, this is a legit way an East German can be dressed. A wood lower handguard.
Yeah.
Yes, that is. A lot of people have argued that in the forums and stuff, and they are wrong. They are wrong.
I would prefer to have the Bakelite handguard.
74 German, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I'm looking at it. This first picture here, lower handguard retainer is East German. Appears to have 800 meter rear sight block, but I'll be able to. The way you can tell is the ramp on the back end of that sight block. If they've got a better picture, I'll be able to see it.
I've got one of those stocks sitting around.
Yeah, I bought a few of them when nobody liked them.
Well, they recently, even up to like 6 months ago, you could get them for like $25.
Yeah, now everybody wants them.
Yeah. Fine, sorry, dirt cheap. I bought.
Okay, we're gonna need to see that rear trunnion rivet job here some bit closer. Good looking East German kit though.
Good condition.
Yeah.
Oh, Easter.
It's a neutered. Yeah, it's a scrubbed.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
That one is probably in the Balkans.
Sometimes you can find sour, JP sour markings on the trunnion or the rear sight block. Sometimes. But that one looks pretty clean to me.
Gosh, Christ almighty. Look at that barrel pin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gap City ain't launches only fans for this right here.
Now, will it hold? Yeah, probably, but it doesn't look good.
Should you put an oversized? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. 800-meter rear sight block. Definitely. Oh, no way. No way. I was going to buy that kit.
Really?
Yeah, I had that sucker bid up, and I was the second to last person to bid on it. I know
That's
it because
funny.
it was 777. 1777.
I mean, you want to go look at funny shit? Go look at Ivan Drago.
I don't want to even talk about him.
We could do a whole episode just shitting on.
Fucking scalper.
Oh yeah.
Well, it doesn't look straight. That's the trunnion, though.
Could be. His rivet works a little bit, unless the angle's just messing with me.
I think it's the angle. It's a
So
chill
that is a
receiver.
child. Yeah.
Kinder.
Okay, we had the receiver numbered up there. I can't really look too hard on the receiver because the receiver is probably going to be pretty good. It's a shame it's a good-looking kit.
Mm.
That barrel pin.
Well, now it's a good-looking kid with an oversized barrel pin.
Yep. Dust cover's too far back. No, maybe not. Let me go to the other side. Let me go to the other side and look at it again. No, dust cover's fine. It just looked too far back because there's a little notch, I guess, right there. See the notch?
Yeah, the retaining ring. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure everybody knows about that AKA-12 that was at Clash Bash. From people that were there,
East German mag.
that gun, they were surprised did not explode on someone.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that gun saved Trunnion.
Yep.
That was barely there, apparently. M13, what do you expect?
All right, so the barrel pin. Now, home builders run into this a lot. There's one way you can get around this, being a home builder. Drill from one side, flip that sucker over, and drill from the other, and then ream, and it'll be straight. If you drill from one side to the other, it will be crooked. And then you have to oversize it because then you just screwed it up. Now, why does that do that? Well, it's not the original barrel. That's why. And it does look like an original barrel, and I say that because of these markings. It's an original barrel from somewhere.
It's not from the kit.
It's not from the kit. Yep. And one good way to tell is obviously, well, is the barrel pin straight? But that doesn't mean anything. That barrel pin not being straight, that's not the original barrel, or they had to re-head space it, although I've never seen re-head spaced barrels cause that much of a problem to somebody at home drilling. It doesn't look like an oversized barrel pin, though. It just looks like somebody, and here's another thing. Here's a wild card. It could have been a crooked barrel pin from the factory. Believe it or not, I've seen that before. And then
That's-
when they set it up in their jig straight, it drilled straight. It just ended up one side's fucked up. I've seen that. I've seen that.
I've seen that on Arsenals.
Yeah.
But Arsenal's the greatest.
Arsenal's. I don't want to say it's junk, but it's clearly.
I wouldn't touch modern Arsenal.
What's that?
I wouldn't touch modern Arsenal.
Oh no.
A couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, I had the opportunity, and I should have grabbed it when I wanted it. But they had my local had a 107 side folder, so that would be what, an FR?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had one of those for like decent money. Apparently, those were pretty solid guns.
Now, looking at the parts kits, if we look at East German parts kits, obviously there isn't going to be much of anything. I typically don't go off of what people are wanting. I go off of what is being bid on. And we got 6 days, 17 hours on a 19 bid East German parts kit, which is similar to the one that we just looked at for $1,028. And it's... See, here's the thing. You also have the surplus barrel. We'll call it a surplus barrel. Is this gun worth $1,700? If the barrel pin wasn't jacked up, I think that's the only thing I see wrong with it. But if the barrel pin wasn't jacked up, I'd say it's worth a lot more. But
Question. The POH app, that's Piece of History Mario, right?
what's
For the
that?
kit. POH app on the East German, that's Piece of History Mario. That's not a home built, that's a gunsmith, isn't it?
POHF. Huh?
That's Piece of History. That's Mario, the AK builder in Arizona.
Oh, is it?
Oh.
It might,
Yeah.
might be.
He's a pretty good builder.
I don't know why he'd have that barrel pin messed up like that, though.
It doesn't look like it work.
Yeah, he's usually pretty meticulous about that. I don't know. That'd be a curious one, to be quite honest. Like I said, it could have been that the barrel pin was drilled crooked to begin with. And I have, as nice as East German stuff is, I have seen some badly machined East German stuff. So, I mean, you can always polish a turd. And East German did it pretty well. Let's see here. All right. What else do we have? We had that. Okay, let's get back to it. Okay, we're gonna look at the the 1985 Russian Malat RPK 74 original barrel pro built.
Yeah, unless they say who built it, I would not pay that.
Now, I'm not looking at the prices, or if I do, I'm just kind of blocking them out. I'm not really looking at them just yet. I want to... Rivets are pretty bulbous. That kind of looks like century rivets almost.
Hopefully that's not their idea of pro built.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't even draw the two POH. I didn't even pay attention to the headline. That being Mario. But I don't want to say it is or not. It just... I would think he'd be more meticulous with a barrel pin. Original barrel. This might be a better one than the other one. Rivets are big. That don't mean anything though.
Yeah, it's just where I'm from.
Yeah.
They were bigger than normal.
That rivet there is a little wonky looking.
I finally found somebody that actually makes a NATO length clubfoot.
Really?
Yeah. Pricey though. Almost $250, but made, from scratch. New production.
Hey man, if you can find somebody that can make a AKMSL underfolding stock that has a space for the side plate for a Polish, that'd be awesome.
Nobody wants to do underfolders because they're crap.
Oh
Man, they put some huge rivets in this thing. I'm wondering what receiver they got on this. Vector Arms. Vector Arms.
Oh, hell no.
I like how it's faded out like this.
Yeah.
Nice.
Circle 10 kit. That's nice. But, yeah, Vector Arms, no thanks.
Yep. Yep, Vector Arms. There's the rest of the story.
Yeah, that's about $3,000 overpriced.
At least it's a decent receiver, though. NDS 8.
Spud, no X Spud, yeah.
Yep. Tapco G2 trigger group.
Those are actually sought after now.
I know, everybody complained about them, and then it's like having a abusive ex. Once they're gone, they're.
Bought the one out of my Hugo.
It looks like an original barrel. I don't know that it's original to the kit, but everything else, it looks like it's matching. Yeah. Other than the Vector Arms on the side, I really don't see anything wrong with it. But
And
I mean,
rivets.
One funky rivet. The rivets are big, but that don't really mean anything genuinely. But I don't really see anything. I mean, then again, it didn't show anything.
Yeah.
Let's see
You've
here.
been found out.
Seller's other item. Let's see here. Oh, Pro Built Vietnam.
Production.
Yeah, I've got that front sight block, but I don't have the proper gas block. Like I've got that sight block I can swap on. Scott, you know, you were there. You were there. I might just do that and then fabricate the proper look of that gas block.
What would this be? A Chinese?
Yeah.
Because that sight block is unique to the Chinese. And the Polish bolt.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. Tell you, sometimes they're scared to put good pictures up. I'll tell you that. It's like posting pictures of a used car.
yeah, because they want to get the maximum amount of money. That's why they put semi-blurry photos. So it should hide imperfections.
That front rivet looks weird.
Oh, yeah.
Don't look real bad.
With that.
What's that?
I've got a couple flat back mags to go with that.
Now that looks bad, but it don't look real bad. Who did the receiver?
Nosedive on the dust cover.
Yeah, it kind of looks. Well, it's got a got a big lip on the one side.
Yeah, I was gonna say that dust cover doesn't look right on the trunnion area.
Yeah,
Looks like it comes way down too far.
Yeah.
yeah, it just might not have been trimmed right.
Though I've seen some pretty wonky shit come out of China, so
Yeah, this here wouldn't surprise me if it was how it was.
that's
Wait.
where I thought.
Rivet for the
Yeah.
Magwell.
Um,
It's tiny.
no.
Is that one or two?
Nope. Hang on, I gotta go back and look at the other side. Come on, get out here. That's there.
Guns for the
It's a gap. Was the Chinese variant was it a dual plate or a single plate on the mag catch?
It had the thickness of the selector stop is about as thick as the trigger guard. Maybe we'll see another picture of it. Rivets aren't real bad. A little bit of rust there. Whose receiver is that? Looks like it's all matching. It's in good shape if it was a bringback. James River Armory.
James River.
So it's a refinished bring back.
That's James River Armory. Oh my goodness! Here's.
Play nice.
Let me see. Well, okay. I was expecting that. I don't know if you guys saw me looking at mine out of the corner of my eye. They screwed up a lot of these.
Mm-hmm. That one doesn't look terrible though. Screwed up.
Honestly, I think this was maybe maybe like a promo for what they
Oh,
had.
so they actually made this one look pretty, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because the
Power
rivets
pin looks excellent.
the rivets don't look real bad. I mean, it's a good looking build. Chrome line barrel. They didn't have any pictures of the receiver on the inside. Hang on, let me see here.
Is it even painted inside?
No, they like parkerized blued them.
That's not
Well,
bad.
it's a different generation than this. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me you see the selector notches on mine? I mean, this right here may be the best built James River Armory AK I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything that really
screams I'm going to explode.
Yeah, the barrel pin looks like it was done right. Which, hey, my goodness, you know that they can do it right for once. Because a lot of them, what they did is the East German that we just looked at, that's how they look. And not only that, but they, oh my lord, this guy has got,
He's got left.
what's this?
Oh, B West. Cool.
$999
for a receiver.
Front trunnion and
a virgin front trunnion.
Ooh.
Don't they have heat treatment issues? If I remember from B West, or they had some issues with it.
Some of them. That could be why it's still a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get back here. Oh, no. Okay, all right. This is another one. It might be Mario, I don't know. We'll see. Now, keep in mind, if, let's say it is Mario that was the other one. Let's just say maybe it was his first build. Let's see here. Nothing's jumping out at me.
Those rivets look like their heads are polished.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Is it painted or blue? If it's blue, it might be the material.
It's
on the
it's it.
rivets.
They'd be
It
painted.
could be a reflection.
Yeah, this would be painted. This
Yeah.
rifle would be painted, and the way some of the, like the lower handguard retainer, how it's scuffed right here, it looks like it's painted. Now the crappy thing is, so many AK-63Fs have come into the country now. If you have one of these, you don't know if you do or not.
Mm-hmm.
The only way that's a low
Mother-
serial number.
MF mother.
Yeah.
This is
Somebody get a hold of
Samuel
Samuel Jackson.
Jackson.
actor.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's guns out here running around.
Well, you know that wallet, Pulp Fiction, was literally his actual wallet.
Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm. I found that out. That's hilarious too.
Nodex Bud NDS-1. Man, I haven't seen a Nodex Bud receiver in a long time. This is the second one I've seen.
I have one Nodax
Serial
Bud
number,
receiver,
5 million. Jeez.
and it's not even an AK. I've got one of the Nodax Bud replacement receivers for the AR-180Bs.
Well, it's a good looking build. I'm surprised. It just goes to show you that even if you put pro built on something doesn't mean anything. Let's see here. Here's another one.
Did we see this one already?
No.
Oh, this is a good one. I'll post this inside for you. I've been watching this just to see if anybody is actually willing to pay me what he wants for it.
Oh.
Man alive.
Link's ready.
All right, I don't see anything wrong with this one. Let's go to your link here, Scott. Let's copy that. What am I looking at here?
Apparently it's a rare prototype.
Is it really though? Because the sight block looks like it's just cut off. Maybe the scope rail's a prototype. That don't look like it's a prototype. Okay, right. Well, it's a Mosin side rail.
About to lose his crap right now.
What's that?
You building up there, man. You about to go lose your shit over this.
Looks like a Mosin scope rail.
Arsenal. What have you done?
That's all the pictures you got? Okay, let's see.
That's all he's got on there.
What's it say? Mac 90 scope mount with Tasco scope. Okay. Mac 90. Yeah, okay, I have seen those on Mac 90s. So, okay. No model markings prototype. Okay, all right. So why is Arsenal
Put a Mac 90 scope mount on it?
yeah, putting a Mac 90 scope mount on their rifle?
That's her new logo, is it not? Not the old logo.
Yeah. What? Why is that? Why would they do that? Why would they put a Mac 90 scope rail on their rifle?
That's lasered in logo, so that's a modern production.
And that's definitely not
It's like
the
an
some whole
80s
stock that comes on that gun either.
Yeah, that's an 80s era. Well, over in Europe, that's how they look.
Well, I have a SA93 that came with some whole stock, which is
Yeah.
literally the first Arsenal import model. And my thumb hole stock does not look like that.
Oh, it tells you it's missing the front sight.
Missing
No
the
bayonet lug.
front sight, no bayonet lug, no flash hider, manufactured in Bulgaria. I'd be very curious to know why. Why, of all the things, a Mac 90 scope rail with a Tasco scope?
Yeah, I would think they would have access to better quality shit.
Yeah, no kidding. That just
Definitely
screams,
did.
"Hey, I went to Walmart and picked this stuff up," and then the guy around the back with white stuff all over his face gave me this scope mount.
This screams like I've got this incomplete rifle. I'm going to throw this sight mount on there and try and say it's a prototype.
I don't know. $4,000 is a tall ask for something like that. Is that all he's got on his?
No paperwork. Wait, is it
Yeah,
mention
no
paperwork?
paperwork either.
Oh man.
Seller's other items.
Yeah, didn't look to see what else he has.
Oh my god.
He's got PSL for $4,000 or $3,500.
Really? Oh. That's a production by the company. I can't justify that. It's a stamp sheet metal. That's like those Hungarian rifles that had a
Yeah,
controversy.
yeah,
18.
yeah.
They
That
use
was
18s. Yeah.
that was interesting. How all that went
I know.
down is just unbelievable.
Well, look, that's what happens when Mac gets his greedy little hands in a deal.
See that,
Yep.
man.
And I know somebody that actually bought one of those from Mac. They couldn't sell them on fucking Gunbroker because they kept bidding them up into the millions. So he
Hell yeah.
offered them to his Patreons.
I wonder what happened to the people that bid him up for millions.
They
Got
probably
their
took
accounts
some.
bound.
They probably took some kind of a hit. But then again, Gunbroker may have been like, "Yeah, we're gonna stay out of this one."
Probably.
If they want to do this right now, loot their accounts, what else are not going to lose,
Oh, I put another link for a parts kit in there.
Yeah, he's got some pretty primo stuff, so it's entirely possible that I don't know. Anybody else have something for no front trunnion?
I can't stand that. It's not a full part kit. Don't put parts kit. Spare pieces. Spare parts.
Well, it's essentially
He's
worthless.
He's got 11 photographs though, so
Yeah.
better than 1 or 2.
Yeah.
He's got an OG barrel at least, from the looks of it.
That's OG barrel? The different story then. Changes up entirely.
Yeah, but you don't have trunnion to jam it into.
I know. That's what I'm saying though. Like, what happened to the front trunnion? What happened to it? The clean cut on a picture.
You know what happened?
Right, yeah.
I can tell you exactly what happened.
West side.
Nope. See the numbers on the side?
Yeah. Evidence.
Yep. Evidence. And they probably sold it to a company, and they popped the barrel out because that's a sellable part, and then the part with the serial number they destroyed.
Oh, it's so sad.
Yep. Good looking parts kit.
Makes
950 is a bit steep because what's an NHM 91 going for? Not that much.
We'll have to ask Night Strike.
Yeah. $405,
no.
7 days. Yeah, that's a bit steep.
Yeah, I've been watching D4 for a while now, and some of their prices are getting freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's on weird shit that like is very common, but they want like super top dollar money for them. It's like, what are you smoking?
It's been fun, guys. I gotta go.
All right.
All right. Take care, everyone.
You
Later.
too, man. Have a good one. Huh. Yeah, NHM 91s aren't going for that much. See, I mean, a lot of people here are like, oh yeah, I want like $1,200 for this. I want $1,200 for that. And realistically, it's like, well, this one here's got a repro
Put on it.
stock on it, clubfoot. Yeah,
Oh, don't
that's
show that to
not
Night Strike.
that's not factory. Just so everybody knows, that's not factory. They didn't make
No,
a
but it does
Chinese
look pretty
aggregate.
good.
It does look pretty good, yeah. But they did not make that factory. That's not factory.
Maybe that is Night Strike's.
Oh my god. Sorry, nice track, bud. Now it's pretty sad. I mean, you want to make fun of some of these people that build guns and stuff. It's like, oh, look at that receiver's bent.
Oh yeah, look at that.
And he still wants $1,000. Let's see what he says here. Excellent example of a Chinese Northern Kuro in the NHM 91. Does he mention anything about the receiver being scrunched?
Probably not.
Oh, I'm the owner and operator of Ozark Bear Arms. That's
Oh, it's Misha.
Yeah, it's Misha. Nice, bud. I'm sure he'd work on that price.
I didn't even look at the listing.
Yep.
Well, it's hard for him to see the bend, apparently.
Yeah, I imagine. But no, I mean,
No, I follow Misha.
yeah,
I
Misha's a
always
good guy.
check his
Misha's
listings just to see what he's got. Sometimes he has interesting shit.
Misha's a good guy, and there's not many people out there that are more of a stand-up guy than he is. I can't even fucking hold a candle to him, and I'm a really nice guy. Very nice guy. So nice. Did I mention that I'm a nice guy?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah,
I may not have. I'm really.
but
nice
he is
guy.
also a encyclopedia of freaking knowledge.
Oh,
when
I
it comes
know.
to
The dude is
unblock
just
guns.
the dude is just an iron trap. You know the crazy thing? That bend may not even affect anything because I mean you
No,
look
it probably
at it,
runs fine.
yeah. I mean you look
'Cause
over
it's not
here.
like showing any odd wear patterns or anything.
Yeah.
It's not like there's any weird rubbing or anything that you can see on the extractor.
Well, I mean if you look at it here, it's bent, yeah, but I mean it's bent, but like you said, it don't look like it's got any weird wear, and you can tell the rifle's been used.
Oh yeah,
But
and if it was affecting it, it'd definitely be a weird wear pattern.
yeah, but I looked at the side of it, and it doesn't look like it's got any dings or anything.
No, almost like that was done at the factory
It's possible.
when they were doing the riveting or something.
Yeah. No,
They tweaked
you
it a
know,
little bit.
like I was gonna allude into something about building and stuff like that. We rip on people that it doesn't look like they know how to build. Dude, there's some stuff that come out of China and everything, and I was about ready to say something about it, and then I saw that bent receiver, and it's not bent, it's just kinked a little bit. But people are so anal about, oh, this thing's got to be straight. This thing's got to be this or that. Oh, buy imports, buy imports. Well, half the imports are junk, and they're literally built like crap. It's like I don't know many Egyptian AKs that are built straight or even have good-looking rivets. And yeah, I was ripping on this other guy for having crappy-looking rivets. But have you seen an Egyptian AK? They are junk. They are junk. And it's like
How about Iraqi builds?
the Iraqi
Exactly.
built Yugo looks.
Yes, the Tabuks.
Yeah, those are interesting.
Or better yet, just take a look at any of the new manufactured KUSA guns. I have seen some guns that I don't know how they missed that shit in QC, but absolutely smashed, freaking destroyed rivets, and they still shipped the gun.
Where
I
in
saw
the,
one that
where in the heck did he get that stock? I doubt this is from his collection, but I want to know where he got that stock.
yeah, that's definitely not your Romanian standard clubfoot.
No.
That almost looks like a NATO length.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what else Misha's got.
He's always got ooh.
I saw that. WBP
I saw the one above
Jack.
it.
You know, that's about the only Polish anything that I can trust right now is WBP.
Yeah. Yeah, they seem to be building solid guns.
Yeah. And although I haven't shot one, I've seen them. And
I know a few people that have them, and they like them.
yeah, I was able to intercept a peek at a couple that came in for transfer at a local FFL, and it was fantastic. I mean, it's like the wood here. That's what they look like. That's not.
Yeah, I've got
That's
a
no
set
joke.
of Polish handguards
They look
that
like
look just like that.
yeah. They
And it's
look like
smooth.
legit.
It's not rough finish.
Yep, they look legit Polish military.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, yes. This is if you're okay. Here's the thing. Right. There are very few AKs that I would say are the Cadillac of AKs. They're the fantastic examples of an AK. This one here is one of them. It's a Hungarian, although it is a Ban era rifle, and there's a pile of these over in Israel. Ask me how I know. There's a pile of these over in Israel. Man, yeah, these are fantastic guns. You know, I want to say that there isn't a market for this thing as it looks. But realistically, I think there probably might be. I mean, not
In
with
a
that.
collector's place, absolutely.
No. I mean, as far as like the way it looks, as far as like you know, it doesn't look like super polished. It's the stock. We could change the stock a bit, but as far as the way the barrel
what's under
looks,
the stock? Is it a slant cut?
I believe. Well, no, that's I don't know. It could be
Or
square
is it
cut.
a square?
I've seen one of these and it had a square cut receiver, but it could be like the Chinese where it's not. Where
Yeah.
most of them aren't. But as far as this is concerned here, the way that this is set up, it's an it's an AMD 65 gas tube with a front ring and a rear ring attached to it, so it can accept furniture. I'm there's a market for these neutered AKs, but you just have to do that stock better. And I think there'd be, people beating down the door. I mean, make it look like an SVD or a Dragunov or whatever, and make it cool looking. Maybe we can keep the lower handguard and the upper handguard.
Do something with the rear end.
Yeah, just doctor that up a little bit, and that'd be fantastic. But yeah.
I mean, I unneutered my SA-93 because that was a neutered gun.
Well, check this out. This is Misha still. $1,200.
That's not bad.
No reserve. 3 days left.
I can see Zeke whipping out the credit card now.
I just bought shocks.
Thinking about it.
I just bought shocks. I can't return them. Let's see what else Misha's got over here.
I like the one that was above that. The first listing up in the middle. Yep, next one up.
Let's see here. Milled side folder with pistol brace side folder.
I'm not a fan of that new style sight on that in the back.
Yeah, that little dial. They take that off the MP5, or not the MP5, but what the hell is it called?
My 106 UF has the old style, just flip 2-position sight. Because realistically, that's all you need.
Yeah, that barrel isn't going to reach out and touch anybody. I mean, there's a lot. It's just an
8-inch 7.62 39 barrel is not going to reach out 300 yards.
This rifle is overbuilt. I'm sorry, this pistol is overbuilt. I do like the selector.
That's the one thing I do like about the Arsenal milled guns. They have that.
Yeah. God dang. Yeah, no, that's a good one. All right,
I
I'm
think the
gonna.
Sam 7 are way overpriced for what they are.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I've been recording this thing for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Most of that time was spent uh, ripping on an East German Romanian hack job. But you know what? The objective is to educate people in buying their first AK or 10th or whatever. And the problem is, a lot of people don't look over their gun before they take it home. And we just want to kind of help prevent people from being disappointed in their endeavor of finding the AK and not running into a pile of crap and ruining their experience. Anyway, guys, if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to Zeke Shoots, the YouTube channel. Not going to be much on there as much as I used to have, but we will be doing some stuff here from time to time on that main channel. So make sure to go over there and share our videos from there. But I'm going to be predominantly on Rumble. So if you guys like the content, feel free to share the content. If you like videos like this and you want to see more of them like this, then by all means, let me know about it in the comment section below. And if you want to help contribute to the channel and partake in build videos and stuff like that, live build videos, you're more than welcome to do that. Patreon.com/Zeke Shoots, and consider donating $1 or more a month. Or, and also you got to be in Discord. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. You have a great one. And thank you, everybody who is in the chatting audience in Discord.